Ooh, look at glistening. But look, bro, I'm walking home and shit. I thought this was the perfect time to make a YouTube video. Bro, tell me why I'm riding my bike, right? Trying to get some cardio in. The fucking tire goes flat, my guy. Houston got like the roads, bro. The worst motherfucking sidewalks. Look, I ran over a sidewalk like this. Bitch had a big ass hump in it. And I caught that bitch last second, tried to slow down so I can like go over that motherfucker. See how thin my tires is. That motherfucker said boop. That's all I heard, and that shit sunk down. Like I'm in a sunken place. I said, oh no. Cause I just bought new pedals for this mug. Had to put the pedals on and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Shit wild. But yeah. So this be a good time to make a YouTube video. Fuck it. Got a long walk home, a couple miles. But nah, I was just thinking I was walking home. I'm like, bro, that shit kind of crazy. Damn, that motherfucker got a red Lamborghini. That bitch kind of nice. But anyways, I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Let's see if I can see. Y'all see that red Lamborghini back there? But yeah, bro. And it's like, I was just thinking. But I just think that as people, I'm not trying to preach on here, but we gotta stop letting motherfuckers take our energy and bring us down. Cause like, think about it, right? When girls think they tall, they be like 5'8", 5'9". Sometimes they be like, oh, in their caption or in their bios and when they display names, they be like, oh, I'm 6'3", I'm 6'5". But it's just like, who gives a fuck, you know? And it's like, niggas be really getting hurt and feeling like less because tall bitches be making them feel like less because over some shit they can't control. And I just feel like we gotta stop letting them set that standard. Oh no, I support that. But we gotta stop letting them set that standard because like, I feel like if we still being hurt over shit that we can't control, we lose control of our fucking lives. You feel me? Hold on. I might cut that right out, might leave it because it's raw. But like, I feel like we losing control of our lives. Like, prime example, right? I'm gonna tell you about this. Just happened like last week or so, a couple days ago. So I had this dude I was cool with in the army, right? And when I was in AIT, I ain't gonna lie, I was going through it in AIT. But, you know, he was like real cool. Like, he'll always talk to me, like, you know, smile and shit, make little corny jokes. And I'm like, bro, he a cool dude. Like, you know, I'm like, I hope when I get to my duty station, like, I hope that, you know, shit, we get the same duty stations so we can, you know, hang out and shit like that. Like, he a cool dude. I don't really got much motherfuckers, you know, to fuck with. I just hope like all the motherfuckers that's cool be with me my duty stations so I don't be all alone just going through it, right? So y'all know the story, but y'all probably don't because I ain't never told y'all because ain't nobody really asked. But go to my first duty station, South Korea, go stay there for like a year, come back, go to Washington State, right? JBLM. Come to find out, he was from Washington. So he just went right back home after AIT, basically. So after getting to know him, like in the big army, like on the base, I noticed like he'll have certain characteristics I wasn't fond of. He was narcissistic. He was very rude and condescending, like, and then sometimes we'll have like articulate conversations, but it'll mostly be like when nobody's around. You know what I mean? Like, but he'll try to like throw little jabs at me when people are around, but act like he was cool. And one day, I remember, long story short, like I was talking to somebody and he called himself trying to jump in my business. And you know, I'm telling him, you know, I don't really care to have you in my business like that. Like, it ain't really nothing. He's like, no, tell me, right? So I briefed it up for him. Then he was like, oh, well, this is what you need to do. Da, da, da. So I'm like, all right, cool. But then he went around telling people that he don't understand why I was being fake and acting funny and doing this, that, and the third, because when I came to him with my problem, he helped me, whatever, and that he always been there for me when like the real people in my circle. And I'm just like, and nobody wanted to hear that shit because everybody knew how he was. But it's like, bro, if you gotta do all that just to make yourself seem like a good person, like, just leave it alone, bro. You know? And I mention all that because just to give you a little backstory between me and dude, but we ended up like squashing it. I ended up letting it go because I feel like this is how I feel. Even if like I catch you in a lot and I feel like you a bitch, it's just like I'm not a bully, so it's kind of weird though because I ain't a blogger, but like people be walking by looking at me, driving by, talking on my phone, but I don't give a fuck. But anyways, so I know it's like, if you don't give a fuck, why mention it? But I guess I kind of give a fuck, but mostly don't. But nah, so so I just chopped it up with him. I'm like, man, I ain't no bully. I don't really even care about this shit. Like, it's whatever. You know, he was like, hey, if you find me being condescending or a narcissist, just let me know. Da-da-da-da, dude. Yeah, right? He was white. So, long story short, I ended up like I had his number and he was like, yo, hit me up on the outside because he was like, I want to keep in contact with you. Like, you're one of my good friends. I like talking to you, all that kind of stuff. So I hit him up on the outside, right? Because, you know, we both out. He started doing, I don't know, some marketing shit. He got a mentor and shit. So we talking one day, and I had hit him up, called him over the phone, we talking, and the first conversation that we had was like decent. And the reason I say it was only decent because it was just like, even in that conversation, he was throwing jabs. Like, I remember, so if you know, anyone that know me know that I'm a jokester. I'm goofy. Like, majority of the time, I say outlandish, off the wall stuff, you know, but it's harmless. It's just goofy shit. So we was like talking, and there was this one point of the conversation where I was like, yo, so, because y'all remember one time he had showed me that he had like 16K in his bank account, and he was like, where did all your money go? He's like, what, towards food? Trying to make a fat joke. You see how he be coming at me? Something like, whatever, bro. So I asked him about the 16K. I was like, yo, I was like, what happened to that? You used to have it? Did you have to use it for expenses? Like, you know, what was that up for? Because I know I didn't have 16K, but I did have a couple thousand upon me getting out for like my place and gas, driving to and fro, you know, different shit like that. And so I made a joke about how my because he told me some shit about it, and I was like, oh, you a better man than me, because I didn't use 10K of that money to enlarge my dick, but hey, I was like, you do as you please. And then he was like, oh, and he's like, come on. He was like, come on, Byron. I got my wife on. Like, he's like, over here, you're on speakerphone. Do I gotta take you off? And I was like, oh, my bad. I was like, nah, you good. Then even when they had me on speakerphone, it was like, why would you have me on speakerphone when we, guy talk? Like, what the fuck? So he was just like, oh, I was finna say, like, make a crazy joke, but never mind. So I was like, fuck it, like, say it now. You already mentioned it. And he was all like, and you know my last name Blackman. So he was like, oh, he's like, I want a house Blackman, not a field Blackman. And he started doing like this little awkward laugh. Like, and the laugh don't even be like a funny laugh. It be more of those laughs where it's just like, oh, I just said some fuck shit. Like, oh, is it under your skin yet? Type shit. So I was just like, oh, okay. And then, but like, I don't know, he seemed like he had matured some. He sounded real corporal though. Like, you know? And I kind of didn't like that, because I'm like, come on, bro, like, I'm your boy. So, next conversation we had, I had asked him about, because he said that he had cut back on cursing, and he had got back into like his whole religious faith and all that shit. And I was like, oh, that's good, you know? And then there was this other part of the conversation where I had to put up a big hill, a little bump, but a little curve. But it was the other part of the conversation where we were talking, and he said that he had to make adjustments for his relationship and different stuff like that. And I remember I texted him, I asked him about it, and we had a phone call about it. And then, you know, basically the conversation was saying that like we had went on it was like this big old rant about how I shouldn't be. He was like, oh, basically I'm gonna just paraphrase it. He was just like, oh, did your girl got you by the balls too? Did you have to make changes? And I was like, not by the balls, but I did have to make changes because, you know, she's a female and da-da-da. So then, you know, he was like getting on me because I be calling bitches, you know? And he was just like, oh, I feel like he's a YouTube intellectual for that, and then it brings you down to like a low level. But he's like, I think you should try doing what I do, that all kind of different stuff, right? But then he turned around and said that he still let loose and have his wild moments with the boys. So it's just like, so you're worse, bro. Like, you're lying to your woman like you're not a piece of shit just to go behind her back and be a piece of shit. How is that better? So basically we got off the phone with nothing accomplished, nothing really talking about. And he was just like, well, I got a better understanding of his life and how he was doing stuff. But we basically was talking about, he was like, oh, I thought you was gonna say that you understand my situation. You had been through something similar and we was gonna yada, yada, yada. But he was like, it's just you being like pointless and like useless and adding nothing to my life as always. And I'm like, yeah, that's the part of you I remember. And he was like, I'm back. So even after that, I caught myself trying to be a friend, trying to help him out. He wanted to do a little marketing shit with me to help with my finances. So I get on the call with the motherfucker, right? A Zoom call with him and his mentor. And it was just like belittling the hell out of me. And I am trying to tell them, I'm like, yo, I have like emergency money and I have a personal, like a personal savings, right? And my emergency money is for any money I have to touch right now for an emergency. And my personal savings is to build my future. And they didn't understand that. And then like, they were just being condescending. Because I remember they doing the math and they was like, oh, 7% here and da-da-da. So I was like, what's the 7%? He's like, oh. And then my so-called friend was like, oh, taxes, we all gotta pay them, buddy. You know, being a little hot ass, right? I don't know why I did it like that, but fuck it. We leaving that in there too. So yeah, so we get into it. And what ended up happening is, damn, I'm going to the main street again. I don't want to do that. So what ended up happening is, like, they was just being rude and condescending the whole time. And ever since then, I thought about doing a video where I jumped on the call and I got all dressed up and put these fake glasses on and I just like trolled them and just like was passive aggressive and talked shit and uploaded it for my channel. But I was like, nah, because I don't want my channel to be known for bringing people down and different stuff like that, right? So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't really like the situation. I'm gonna talk to him about it. So, and this was like months after. Like this, like, bro, we had the Zoom call like August 10th, and I hit this nigga up like the afternoon of August 11th, right? And that's important because we just had to put the call like the other day. I don't know exactly when, but it was the other day. And so it's been months. So we talking, and he was like, you know, we chopping it up, all that kind of stuff. So I dove right into it after like 6 minutes of just, you know, let him chop it up and say what he just said. I dove right into it, told him how I felt disrespected and how he was real condescending and how I didn't really understand any of that. And he didn't really want to touch on the Zoom call. He was just like, oh, I want to talk about our personal friendship. I see you like this. I don't think you're less. I'm truly sorry. I meant to help you in your life. I didn't want to be so negative. Let's focus on our friendship. And this is the part that he kept saying that didn't make sense to me because motherfucker kept on telling me that he Motherfucker kept on telling me that he was that the reason why he hit me up like afterwards was because he wanted to know how I felt about everything. I'm like, bro, I hit you up. You wasn't even worried about me. And then secondly, he was like, oh, whether he acting like we good, like we best friends or something. He was like, oh, he was like, he was like, I just want to move forward being good friends, or maybe just dialing back to friends. Or he said, even if you want to be associates where, I hit you up like every once in a while and you don't reply, I'm okay with that. And it's just like, why would you be okay with that with another man? Right? So, he didn't really want to touch on like the Zoom call too much. He just said that he was surprised at both sides because I seemed very dismissive and curt, and I was kind of different shit. Which I was offended at because I'm like, I wasn't rude at all. I was being attentive because which I told him, which they told me. They said that the first call, right, was them supposed to be giving me financial advice and all this information and bullshit like that. So they was like, we trying to give you this financial information, right? So I'm like, all right, if I'm supposed to be listening, how the fuck am I gonna be talking? If I'm talking, I ain't listening. So I would talk a good bit, but I would try to keep it brief so I can hear what they had to say. But they didn't really tell me shit that I didn't know and that I wasn't already doing. They're like, oh, pay this debt off and you'll have more money. Well, no fucking shit, right? So he didn't really want to touch on that, but he said that he never seen, and the while that he been working with this man, he never seen him react like that. And when I talked to the people that he talked to and did the Zoom calls with, they told me they call didn't go that way at all. It was just me, and they did me dirty. And I'm like, I feel it. So, but at the same time, it was like, he said that his mentor felt like he had to instigate stuff and put that flame underneath me to make me do stuff, to make me actually do what they set out for me to do. And then he also said that he felt like he had to be more aggressive with me. I'm just like, does that make sense to you? If you're talking about somebody's financial situation, you're going to be aggressive to instigate? That's going to make me trust you? That's going to make me want to take your advice? But it ended up being like a pyramid scheme. They just want you to invest in them. They get nothing from it. But I'm down to hear out any information because it may have something good in it that I can use. And if not, then I wasted my time for the potential information. But anyways, we got off the call and he was talking about how he wanted to, he kept trying to change the subject and how he wanted to be friends and do all kinds of different stuff. And I straight told you, and this is I know I always make long videos, but this is pretty much the gist of what I was trying to say. Is this. I didn't let that motherfucker steal my energy. I addressed it. Well, I kind of did because I let it linger for a couple months. That's only because it wasn't serious. But when I started thinking about it, I was like, let me just go ahead and address this. But I was talking to the motherfucker, and I was like, yo, this is how I ended it off. I was like, to be honest with you, I'm like, I had no intent after this conversation to be your friend. I was like, because you've shown that you're like this and that you do this all the time. I'm like, I don't think that's going to change. That's just who you are. And I accept that that's who you are, but I can't accept someone like you in my life that's going to constantly be negative and bring me down. I'm like, I know what it is and I know how I feel on it. Especially with him admitting that he was racist, because he was like, oh, I can't say that I'm not. He said, because your feelings are valid. All right, bro. But I was just like, yo, I was like, so with all that being said, I was like, in the utmost respectful way, get the fuck out of my life. Nah, I was just like, yo, cause I ain't ignorant. I was like, yo, I wish you the best. I hope everything works out for you. I hope you actually do grow and change and evolve into that person that you ought to be. I was like, but until then, like, I can't mess with you. I can't have no dealings with you, but I hope that you have a good and prosperous future, right? And he was like, all right, okay. And it just got quiet for a while. So I was like, yeah, all right. So I was like, all in all, that's all I really want to address and what I want to get off my chest and talk about, but stay up. And I hung up on that nigga. I didn't really hang up on him. He wasn't really saying shit. Then he texted me afterwards and was like, he's like, love you, best wishes, right? But like all in all, and like the whole time in between that, dude was blowing me up and all this kind of different shit. But it's like, I say all that just to say, we gotta let shit, stop letting shit that we can control us, and we gotta stop letting stuff that we know is out of our control to stress us out. Stop thinking about that kind of shit. You know, as soon as you find yourself, you know, getting caught up on some shit that's bringing you down that you can't control, you know what you gotta do? You gotta start putting yourself in a position to focus on some shit that you can change. Soon as that opportunity come up, or like to stress over some bullshit that's out of your hands, get your hands on some bullshit that is in your hands, and that's how you negate that. Cause see, we're creatures of habit, but your mind gonna be like, you know what? Fuck this. It's like, I can do something about this, so let me continue to do that. And then it's gonna also be on some shit where it's just like, I don't got time for this that I can't control because I'm out here handling shit I can't control. So it's just like, it's just a matter of fact of you putting yourself, look at that big ass skeleton. It's just a matter of fact of you putting yourself in a position to handle that shit and to not focus on dumb shit, bro. But now that's all I want to say. I don't know when it's gonna drop, but I had like purchased a PC so I could start gaming and streaming and shit, you know, and doing reactions and shit on the PC. Hooked up to the PS5. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look into it all the way. And what I fucked around and did was I bought a desktop that's not compatible with all the pieces that I had. And the person, I ain't gonna lie, it was Nerd Video. That motherfucker. He had a whole bunch of pieces in there that didn't even fit on the motherboard that he recommended. So I'm gonna bash this motherfucker and I'm gonna be upset because I bought all that shit and it came up to be like $700-800, and I don't even think I can use most of that shit. Most of that shit don't even tie into nothing. So I'm gonna have to go back and find the shit that I have, and because like I got a different desktop, but it's like even on like the motherboard, like some of that shit don't even fit, and I'm just like, bruh, it's like you can't link all this shit and then use different shit in the video. What the fuck? But it's cool though. I should have did more research. That's on me. But I still hate you. I do. But yeah. I'm gonna get this shit going. I don't know when it's gonna be. Probably gonna be a couple months when I finish school. When I start, you know, I get like, you know, my career going. I make good money. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get this laptop thing going, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated on how that shit go. But anyways, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. I'm out. Ron been black. Ron is black. Ron Black. RB. You know, shit. Second part of my first name. First part of my last name. I don't know. But I'm gonna see y'all niggas, bro.